With our buddy Cory Curtis, and there's a lot going on right now in Nashville with this Vanderbilt basketball team. Cory, the last time we talked, both the Vanderbilt men and women were both undefeated going into
What did you guys
week.
do? You ruined it.
Yeah.
We had the good juju for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then lost two games, two close games, and really no shame in either one of those losses. But now sitting here with two losses and the way these kind of games have played out, big picture, is there cause for concern that maybe this team is heading back to the median, or do you think that this could just be fuel for Mark Byington and company as they move forward?
I think it's conference play, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago. You're going to lose games in conference play. Last I checked, Florida was the defending national champs, right?
Yep.
Okay, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And ever since Texas lost at Aubrey Calvin with a huge three. And ever since Texas lost in Knoxville, they've been pretty darn good. I don't know what they did their last game, but it was Texas's night. That was clear when they played down there in Austin, Texas. Definitely brought their A game. Vanderbilt did not, and so Texas absolutely deserved that win. But you knew they weren't going to all be easy, and you knew they were going to take some on the chin. And truthfully, I think we would all agree you need to lose some to expose your warts and find what you really need to get better at. And Mark Byington has said, even when they were undefeated, our goal is not a long win streak or going undefeated. Our goal is championships.
Right.
And the path there is not always straight. And that's not discounting losses. You lost back-to-back games. And so clearly there are some things that they've got to do better, but I also don't think you can panic at this point, losing on the road at Texas and to the defending national champs. And what was that, a 4-point game?
Right, yeah, it was a 4-point game in 98-94, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So, it's going to happen. Now, we'll see where they go from here, because if you don't rebound, then maybe there is cause for concern. If you don't improve, then maybe there is cause for concern. So we'll see.
I mean, glass half full. This is a team led by Tyler Tanner, and he has not shrunk in the moment. He still played well, put up 20 points in their previous game. Is that in your opinion, is that hey you can really count on this guy moving forward, because this is not. He leads the team, but he doesn't have to be Superman every single day to be able to pick up wins. I know that they're coming off two losses, but my big picture is the fact that he has still played really well even in the losses.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got other guys who can score. We've seen that.
Right.
And so he doesn't have to do it. But, I mean, you're looking at, a bad game for him now is going to be 15 points.
Yeah.
I mean, he's up around 20 clearly each and every game. And, he's, and Duke Miles has been averaging 17, 18 a game as well, but he's been hurt some, so he hasn't been as consistently on the court as Tyler has. But, Tyler certainly looks like the guy and the guy you want to have the ball in your hands. And, he's proven that, his big games are not just a flash in the pan, that he is that guy. I mean, I think we can safely say he is that guy, like you talked about, even in the losses, putting up 20 points. And he's not scoring 20 points on 35 shots.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
He is
no
still
Carmelo Anthony stat lines out in here.
Very effective, very efficient.
John Kitna was always my favorite fantasy quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
The Lions would be down 35 at halftime, 100%. And you knew he was gonna throw for 350 before it was over.
Yeah, he would need it just because like you said, they were down.
Oh yeah, they'd lose, but John Kitna would deliver the points.
Four touchdowns. He'd give you 40 points in fantasy, just balling out of control. Coach Mark Byington talking about this 2-game losing skid after falling to the Gators.
Well, we competed much better tonight, and look, this league's tough. I think we were down 4 on the road at Texas with about 9 minutes to go, and this had a bad segment there in a tough environment, and then with size, without size, everything else. I mean, under 2 minutes we're up 1, and up 2. I'm sorry, and we just could not get over the hump. So. Sometimes it's not the size, your height, but it's how you compete. And Jalen Washington played really well tonight. Our entire team did, and we just came up short.
The road doesn't get any easier for this club. They now have to go on the road to face a really good Arkansas team and Coach John Calipari, then go on the road again to Mississippi State this week. What will they need to do to stop the bleeding now that the book is kind of out on this squad about the way that you can beat them, now going to Fayetteville and going to Starkville?
Well, they just need to shoot the basketball better. And and obviously you've got to defend. I mean, when they played at Texas, they gave up a lot of points in that basketball game. And, we always say defense is something that should never take the night off. And that was the one game that got away from them. And then you played Florida, and you shot the ball all right, but you gave up 98 points. You're not gonna win a lot of games giving up 98 points. So I think I've talked to Mark Byington. I would think it would start on the defensive end, and that's pretty much where it starts with every coach. And you can't score 0.6 at a time, but you can lock down each possession to 0 at a time defensively.
Yeah, one guy not named Tyler Tanner moving forward for these next 5 games that is your X factor, and why?
What is Tyler? The guy, his name escapes me.
Tyler Nickel,
the big forward. Yeah, Tyler Nickel.
Yeah.
Because he is big, he can play physically inside, and he can be a consistent 3-point shooter. He's the guy you don't talk about who can drop 20 on you, and also be a presence inside defensively. And so I think he can be a leader. And I think he can be a presence for this basketball team. But I think, like I said, Duke Miles is a guy who has been hurt. And I think, getting him back full strength, I think both those guys can be real X factors for this team.